I'm gonna take one of the most honorable characters in Game of Thrones and roleplay them doing one of the most dishonorable quests in Skyrim. A quest where it may even be in character for Jon to kill an innocent person. You know, the one where the god of domination and enslavement wants you to commit cold-blooded murder. I guess it makes sense then that as soon as Jon arrives in Markarth, where the quest begins, he sees, well, a cold-blooded murder. Jon immediately jumps into action to try to save this woman. But alas, Jon feels bad. He saw that guy walking up with a knife, and he wasn't fast enough to save this woman. This guy Eltrys approaches Jon and asks him about the attack. Then he drops a secret note about a rendezvous. Meet me at the Shrine of Talos. Remember this note though, it's gonna be important later. Jon might take him up on that.
You have everything under control.
Jon knows something weird is While Jon was adventuring further into Markarth, this guy stops him.
Excuse me, but do you know anything about this house?
Do I know?
Enter or leave? I was actually just about to head on inside. Be good to have someone watch my back. Follow me and keep your eyes open.
Okay, so he takes out his sword and he's like, alright, I guess I'm following you inside now. Jon is wary. Jon is definitely wary of this.
Wait, did you hear that? I think it came this way. There's another door. See if you can get it open.
Jon's wary. I don't know. He hasn't watched all his surroundings, but
Stendar's mercy. This isn't an ordinary danger. We have to get help.
what?
Weak. He's weak. You're strong. Crush him. No. Kill. Crush his bones. Tear at his flesh.
It's a bit hard to hear among the racket that Molag Bal is causing, but the Vigilant of Stendarr that Jon followed in here basically said that he doesn't want to die and it's either you or me. What? Oh, Jon's like, bro! I wanted to help you! So Jon starts fighting back. Oh god. Remember when I mentioned that Jon might kill an innocent person? This guy isn't that person. Come on, Jon's a nice guy, but if you attack him, he's gonna fight back. And he ends the life of the guy he was trying to help.
Yes, your reward is waiting for you, mortal. Further down.
I think Jon would probably scream out at him and be like, what do you want? Like, why would you make me do that? Why would you do that to us? I didn't want to kill this guy. He seemed like an okay guy. And the door that he tried to open before is now open.
Yes, further into the bowels.
So Jon is begrudgingly following this thing's orders. He couldn't get out, so he has to go deeper.
So close, your prize is waiting.
He's gonna keep moving slow, and he sees this. Is this what you wanted me to get? And tries to take the mace out.
Fool! Did you think Molag Bal, the Lord of Domination, would so easily reward you?
After being trapped, this evil deity tells Jon to lure a priest here for him. Oh, okay, no, yeah, he definitely wouldn't do that. Absolutely not. He's out of here. He's not gonna lure someone to their death. Oh, you thought this is where Jon might kill the innocent person? No. Molag Bal is clearly evil as fuck. But remember that note from earlier? So he saw that woman get murdered, so he's gonna go meet this person in the Shrine of Talos. All right, this looks way more holy. And he sees this guy.
Sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems. You find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Waylon and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me.
Eltrys tells Jon about suspicious things going on in town involving the Forsworn, and Jon, wanting to be helpful after not stopping the murder that happened right in front of him, obliges to investigate. Boof! Nice!
Did you do that?
Wait, why did that guy just move from that wall to that wall? Am I going crazy? Wasn't he sitting on that wall? Why is he on that wall now? Was this wall not as comfortable? It does. Well, let's look at the other wall.
The city's got eyes. Be careful.
You know, I gotta be honest, this wall looks a little bit better. Jon starts investigating the attack and finds that someone named Thonar is involved. Thonar? Or Thalmor? Who's a Thonar? Thonar? Soon after, this Markarth guard approaches him.
You.
Right
I've
through
seen
you.
you snooping around, asking questions. Back off.
Interesting though, because Ned got in a very similar situation where he was asking too many questions and people got fucking mad at him, and then he got... We all know the rest. So I feel like this is down Jon's alley. Jon is cautious, but continues his investigation that leads him to Thonar, who explains why the Forsworn have been attacking people in the city.
They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He
What?
was supposed to keep them under control. When their uprising was crushed, I had Madanak brought to me.
Madanak.
He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any... So I've let him run his little Forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of control.
So Jon does not... I think Jon would not like Thonar because he's like doing scheming shit and like getting people killed. But at the same time, he's like... Madanak is actually killing people, so I should probably take care of him also. Oh shit! I did not mean to do that. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, okay, we're gonna reset. Fuck. Does this shit happen to anyone else? Anyway, some guy is hired to beat up Jon, but Jon handles it. Ugh. Can I shout at him?
What do you think you're doing, son?
That was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders.
After that ass whooping, Jon continues to follow the trail until he finds Nepos. And Nepos explains that Madanak, his imprisoned king, is giving him orders to kill people.
I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question.
I mean, Jon understands that, to be honest. Like, Jon has to follow orders, no matter what, basically. But Jon still has a heart, and he, even more so, I think Jon would think something similar to, like, the Mad King. Like, people just followed the Mad King's orders, and, like, a lot of people died. So he's kind of like, you have a choice. Then, of course, Nepos tries to kill Jon. So then Jon's like, okay, bring it on.
I'm sorry. Over here.
Oh, fuck. Armed with all this new information, Jon returns back to his ally Eltrys and finds an unfortunate scene.
We warned you, but you had to just go and cause trouble. Now we have to pin all these recent murders on you.
He sees the dead guy. He sees his dead friend at the shrine of Talos, and he's pissed. Jon is mad at that. He's like, that was an innocent person.
Now you're coming with us. It's a life sentence is in the mind for you.
You're not taking me alive.
You'll never leave Markarth.
Jon is ready to fight these motherfuckers. And after fighting these guys for a while, Jon realizes something. Jon sees the amount of guards coming after him, and he runs. Oh! Whoa! What? And Jon finally submits.
And there are accounts of your suspicious behavior throughout the city.
Okay.
Now come quietly.
I think they meant this part pretty literally. I'd rather die than go to prison. You will die if you choose this. Now inside Sidna Mine, Jon knows he needs to find Madanak and try to escape. He would just be, he's trying to figure out where Madanak is. He's trying to get out.
Well, well, look at you. Your kinsmen have turned you into an animal, Nord. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. So, my fellow
This
beast,
feels like Mance Raider a little bit.
answers about the Forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed?
He's not gonna try. He's definitely not gonna say revenge. He does think this. He thinks, yes, you have a lot to answer for, but I want my freedom.
Your freedom? Yes. But even if you were to escape Sidna Mine, your name would still be stained with all that blood. You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of your kinsman stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you. Humiliating at
Interesting.
first,
This
but
is
I
interesting.
knew he would let his guard down eventually. That he would come to trust I was under control.
This guy's smart. This guy really reminds me of Mance Raider. Like, smart, resourceful, imprisoned.
This was our land. We were here first.
This is literally what the wildlings
Lords
say.
came and put chains on us, forbid us from worshiping our gods.
This is
Some of us
literally what they said.
Wow.
Jon
We knew
vibes
the
with
old
that.
ways would lead us back to having a kingdom of our own. That is who we are. The Forsworn. Criminals in our own lands, and we will cut a bloody hole into the Reach until we are free.
Okay, I genuinely think Jon vibes with this a little bit. Like, this is exactly how the wildlings felt. They felt like the Southerners, the ones below the wall, just came and threw up the wall and kicked all the wildlings out and like killed them and whatever else and did whatever the fuck they want and told them never to come back and gave them nothing. And now the wildlings are like, man, fuck the people below the wall. Jon walks away. He's thinking. He's like, He has a different perspective on what went down now. To give Jon more proof that the Forsworn are oppressed, Madenak tells Jon to talk to one more prisoner named Braig.
I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year.
Braig tells him a terrible story about how the Nords falsely imprisoned him and beheaded his daughter right in front of his face. But he definitely thinks of Ned, you know. Remember, I mean, he didn't see him, but he's like, my dad got executed like that. With this new perspective, Jon agrees to help Madenak with his escape plan to get them all out of there.
Yes, but I need a show of loyalty from you. I don't need a shiv in the back while we break out. You met Grisvar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snitch. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him.
What?
And then we can leave Sidna
Jon doesn't want to do that at all.
I swear, if I ever get out of here, I'm giving up thieving. Really.
He says he's gonna give up thieving. Jon doesn't want to just kill a random prisoner. I don't know. I actually don't know what Jon would do in this situation. If there's no other way to get out besides killing a relatively innocent person, I feel like Jon leans more towards just not escaping. I'm very torn on this. The problem is I think Jon feels very much for the Forsworn now, and he's like, that's a good point. They don't deserve to die, but why would I kill someone for that? I was so torn on this decision that I decided to go the D&D route and let the dice decide Jon's fate. Let's roll a d20 and see what we're gonna do. I would say I could make it 50-50. I think it's actually slightly higher chance Jon does not kill an innocent person, innocent-ish person. So we'll try to kill Madenak, a 1 through a 12. A 13 to a 20, we kill the innocent guy. It all comes down to this. If I get higher than a 12 on the die, then Jon kills Grisvar. Let's see what happens. It's a 17.
I'm giving up thieving. Jarl decided. What? No. No, don't kill me. Please.
He lets him stand up and meet his maker. Jon feels bad. He just wipes off the blood on his clothes and he walks away. So Jon escaped Sidna Mine, but he would definitely feel really bad about what he did. Maybe it's for the greater good, he'd think. I thought about this for a while, and I think it's definitely more likely that Jon kills Madenak and doesn't kill Grisvar. But here's the thing. The beauty of Game of Thrones and Skyrim is that it shows people may not always make the best decisions. So I still think it's very possible that Jon Snow would have made the decision to kill Grisvar in the end. But honestly, I'm really interested in what you think. Let me know in the comments, or you can watch this less somber quest that I do as Jon Snow right here.